All right, we are live. We made it. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the pre-show for We Need a Little Christmas. Richard and I are sleep deprived and a little loopy, but we're here and we made it.
You're a little loopy. I'm
Yeah.
just sleep deprived.
You're just sleep deprived. So you're sleep deprived. I'm loopy. I'll take that. How do you feel about everything?
Good. I think it's a cool, exciting thing. You know, I'm excited that we were able to, in this such short time, put this together because we were. I mean, the whole goal. We've been actually, people don't know, but we've kind of been working on doing a Christmas presentation. But our goal was to do a full-on movie, and we were working on that, and obviously, you know, COVID makes everything weird. So we didn't get that finished. And so it was like, okay, what are we going to do? And we're only planning on doing a concert. And then we came up with sort of this kind of hybrid, kind of using those things that we kind of learned from the festival and this at the same time, which is cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I think like one of the coolest things about it that I get to see, I think we both get to see, is that even the people involved haven't seen the final production of this. You know, you and I have been sitting here at our desks and just editing away, and so it's going to really be a surprise for everyone that was involved in this.
Totally. Yeah.
Linda says, "Merry Christmas, last day of work before a long break. Glad to kick it off here." This is the best way to kick it off, Linda. Merry Christmas. We're excited to share this with you for sure.
So
sitting here at our desks and just.
Oh no. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be as great as a host as I want to be.
That's fine. I got you.
Still trying to figure all this out.
I'm the Ruby one, so we're gonna be fine. Let's bring on some backup. How about that? We'll bring on Rachel.
That'd be good.
Rachel, you're coming on. Here we go. Hey.
Oh no, here to save the day. Hey.
Here to save the day for real. How you doing?
I'm good. I've got my weird Christmas head things on, so I'm feeling holiday special right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to figure out how to work this thing, and I do not understand it. I'm realizing that I don't get it at all as I play with all the features.
Troubleshooting live.
That's great. So for those of you that don't know, Rachel is our festival artistic producer, and she was our first call about doing the Christmas show this year, and we were excited to be creating it with her on the entire journey. And I think we have to, right off the bat, Rachel, not only applaud you for taking on the role, thank you, but also for really taking the reins and finding the sponsor that we wanted to donate to, and that was Family Promise that you ended up finding. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I first of all, thank you. I always love working with this team. It's, you know, you make the job not only fun, but it feels easy, even though the work is hard. It's full of love, a labor of love, and that's why we do it, right? But yeah, Family Promise. You all entrusted me with trying to find an organization that we could not only support, but back in our own beliefs, and that supports families and especially children, especially in a time of giving when we have such a great population of children that are actually homeless. I think it was Ricky who actually posted a statistic that says about 35% of the homeless families that exist are families with children. And that's a daunting and terrifying number. So organizations like Family Promise, who devote their time nationwide and their resources and their energy to providing for these families and these children and trying to give them a better life and opportunity, they're so important and they're so necessary. And in a time when everybody's trying to give back and when people are trying to find places to put that money and to support, what better place to do that than to support the families that are right here in the U.S. and especially those who really need it and the kids who really, really need it. So it seemed like the perfect fit. And the people at Family Promise have been absolutely amazing to work with. From the moment I messaged them, we've had just constant back and forth, immediate acceptance and banter and just excitement over this. They're so thrilled that they're able to be a part of this and that their families could benefit from it. So
yeah, that's awesome. And we've already seen we've been people don't know this, but we've been behind the scenes, sort of not only creating the show but also going after private donator and corporate sponsors, and we've already seen people give that gift directly to Family Promise on behalf of the show already, and we're really, really excited to already see them kick that off for us. And we of course want to compel anyone else that's coming to this that this event is free, and the reason that we made it free is so that ticket sale could be instead given over to Family Promise, because we would love to see that community thrive, and so that's a really big thing for us.
The really cool thing is that Family Promise has local branches all over. And so you can even probably find a local branch in your own city. And if you want to donate directly to them, you're more than welcome to. You can actually do it through Facebook. You can just go in, look for Family Promise, see if your city pops up or the nearest city to you. And you can donate directly to that city, because their goal is to work in local communities. The overall organization helps to really sponsor those local branches so they can work within the community, which is, I think, is the most awesome thing, about it. So if you, we're in Burbank, and I know we have a Family Promise Burbank. So they're all over, everyone. So that's the great thing about them. They're really in the community, and that's what's I think the important thing about having this branch. They're just not in a city with a national branch. They're in your community every day working for homeless families. And, we really want to help them out. So spread the word. And the best way to do that is to, share the show with people, let them know that we're doing it, and we're doing it for this cause. And instead of, you paying what you would pay for a ticket, I know there's some Christmas shows out there that people are paying $30 for a link to the Christmas show. And I would say that's probably what, 4 Starbucks coffees. You know how we love to use that in the donation world.
For just one coffee a day.
4 Starbucks coffees and donate that amount. And that would be awesome. I think every dollar helps. And we, like Taryn said, forgoing the ticket sales, I always believe that you raise more money if people are allowed to give the amount that they want from their heart. And maybe that's the old church boy in me, It's like, don't talk about 10%. Let people give whatever they want, And I feel that way about this. For sure.
Yeah, there's no number that's too small. And Family Promise, if you haven't had a chance to check out their website yet, you really should. familypromise.org. They tell stories, and they have several videos on it, but it talks about the fact that it was founded because a woman was walking down the street, the founder, and she saw a homeless family, and she immediately wanted to help them, and then decided to take it to a community level. And it started in New York, and then it just kept spreading from there. And it was just because one person saw something that bothered them, saw something that needed to change, and decided to make a difference. And so even the smallest thing, it doesn't matter what it is, just one gesture can make a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think in a second here, we want to bring on one of our other producers and the co-director of this piece, Lonnie Hughes. But before we do that, Rachel, this is a question that I'm going to ask everyone. So I have to ask you, because you were one of you were one of 5 people on the production team that got to see all of this. You got to see the script that we shot, and of course the back and forth with all of the actors through emails on music and everything. What is the moment that you're most excited for in this show?
Oh my!
I'm putting you on the spot. I know.
It's my!
All of a sudden, you can't remember your name. Kind of
right. Like, how do I hide from this? I have to say, it has to be the host-esque characters in this. Dick and Judy are just entertainment at its finest. It's a merger of old and new, and they just, every single scene they're in, no matter how small, I just laughed so hard every time, and I can't wait to see it in the full work. It's going to be hilarious. They are a blast.
Yeah.
You're gonna love them. You're gonna love them, and I can't wait to watch them again.
And that's played by our great friends Clayton Snyder and Allegra Edwards, who's married to Clayton recently. So congratulations on that. But they because they were together, you know, in quarantine and living together as a married couple, they got to play off of each other in person, and it is really the funniest part of the entire show. I can't wait for people to see, because even editing it, Richard and I were laughing the entire time. It's really hilarious.
Yeah,
so
they're so good. The chemistry's natural.
Yeah, the chemistry's totally natural. You can see why they married each other for sure.
Yeah,
we went to their wedding. Their wedding was just as funny because they're just characters and lots of fun. And yeah, so I'm excited. I think in the credit, I mean, a lot of that is, you know, obviously they're wonderful talents as actors. Allegra's in the TV show. Upload on Amazon, you know, and Clayton is the famous Ethan Kraft, you know, from Lizzie McGuire, who was the go-to funny guy on that show. So they've got some chemistry and, you know, wonderful talent. And then lucky that Nathan did a punch up on the comedy for me on that section, because he's just kind of a ridiculous person himself, mind-wise. So it was kind of cool. He just wrote the most obscure stuff, and they took it and ran with it, and it's pretty funny. So I'm
sprinted away
about that. Yeah.
All right, Rachel, we're going to bring you back in just a few minutes here, but I think first we want to go and bring on the man, the myth, the legend, the producer, and the co-director of this piece, Mr. Lonnie Hughes. Hey, Lonnie.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm feeling good. Where are you guys in the world? Right.
Yep. We love the background. Background's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Yep.
Just came off of my front lawn. You know, I had to put it on the
Right.
wall. I'm actually laying on my back right now, and camera's right here. My God, look at me get up.
You're doing a really good sit up right now. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Awesome.
I like it.
Well, Lonnie, you obviously co-directed this piece, and right away, just what was that experience like? What are you excited about going into this?
I mean, first of all, it's you know, it's always fun working with you guys. That's the main thing. It's fun. You guys make it accessible. You guys. And the script, I got to give it to Ricky, and I told him this before. Like, I really liked the script. It was short, sweet, and to the point. I know when we talked about it before, you've always talked about like Love Actually, and you really had this amazing concept to kind of bring to life this intimate feel, and you did. It was really successful. So when I read the script, I was like, oh, this is going to be fun to work on. And as you know, I have a little craft for going through this medium of Zoom and all of this to grab energies out of people. And I really love working in this medium. You guys introduced it to me earlier this year with Bayard, which was such a great, first time really working with you guys. And for some reason, this medium I really dig. And so for anyone who's feeling challenged with it, I dare them to kind of make a mockery of myself, as Richard did when he was writing a little part for me where I was the director in the piece, and how intense I can get when I'm speaking to people, unlike right now, with how I feel like you can feel through this medium if you allow yourself just to relax and do nothing.
Yeah,
you have to be committed to it, and I think as I go through the process with you guys, and I think not only are we crafting something really unique, but there's something to say about really tapping into this teleplay, this communication level where we're now so much accustomed to, basically for the last 9 months, to kind of be like, oh, hey, that's my mom. Hi, I could smell you. You know, can you really, really, really do that? And I think there's something to be said about it. So
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
probably was behind the scenes the best part of it. And then the second best part of it was actually the love interests. The two actors that play the love interest in this, their chemistry is bananas. Their chemistry is bananas. Then it goes back to the writing as well, and like the short moments that you could only catch in this medium. You have to catch it really fast, and and then the fine tuning of craft. And okay, no, you have to do it a little bit like this because we don't really have the time to do it like that. So it's not television and it's not a movie. It's kind of almost a splice of both of them and finding a balance. And but the cast was bananas. I mean, I haven't seen it. Trust me, I haven't seen it all.
And you briefly hinted at this, but for those of you watching that don't know Lonnie, you might know our show Bayard, and Lonnie was co-director this year of Bayard with our good friend Ryan Norton for the musical festival back during the summer, and so the two of them created that, and you played a huge role behind the scenes. This time around, you're doing the same, but in addition to that, you're also on screen, both talking and singing.
But I mean, it makes sense. Lonnie is an accomplished actor in his own right, for sure, as well as a director, and was as well as a producer. He's one of those great hyphens that we get here in Los Angeles that come and make everybody look silly with creativity, and he's full of it. So it's always fun working with him, because he's always going to look at it differently than most people, which you definitely need in this industry, because everyone's so conventional and want to be so slick. And and actually that was the hard part about this, because in my head, I'm going, oh God, this is not television. And then in my other head, I'm going, oh God, this is not theater. And both of those, those things want to be slick. They want to be very produced. They want to look a certain way. And there's just you can't do that with this format. You have to give up, and you have to rely on story. You have to rely on tone, all the old school, like base things that you do as an artist. You got to rely on only that. So you go back to the basics in a way. And that's very hard to do when everything else is, this cool visual style that you get, or the lights and the costumes that you get to rely on. You don't get to do that in this format. And that's why I think a lot of people can't get the hold of it, because it exposes a lot of things about your filmmaking process. It just does. And so I don't know if I even feel like I've still got a hold of it yet, but I think I have a better understanding of it. And we talked a lot about this too. Like a good friend, I call them mom and dad, Uncle Tim Southam and Ida. That we were all talking about theater and film and all of those things. And the one thing he said is that the one luxury that TV has that TV has that theater doesn't have is that the suspension of disbelief is non-existent really in television, because we are presenting a reality, a real world already. Whereas in theater, we ask you to already walk through the door with knowing that, hey, this set is not real. Imagine it's real. That you're not being transported to France. You're not really in France, but imagine that we're transporting you to France. We want you to smell it and feel it and see it, but you're not really there. And so, whereas TV, we can actually go film in France, in order to get that across. This format, we can't do either. You can't do either, You can't build a set for Zoom, and you can't transport people. You can't really go to France. So it's one of those things that I like spending time in it, like you, Lonnie. I like that we're getting to know it, we're getting better at it, getting more familiar. Yeah. It's like a relationship. We're past that honeymoon phase now, and we kind of know what the other person likes to eat. We just don't know when they want to eat it yet. We're still at that phase. I know what you like. Well, but I don't know if you're hungry now.
It's a constant adapting, and I got to say, with Alan and Gray, you guys really surround yourself with an amazing team, and it's really beautiful to watch the harmony of people working together. And over the time of working with you guys, what you guys bring and then allow to happen is probably the most courageous things, because none of us are in the same rooms. I mean, that's probably even the most scariest part. We're not in the same rooms at all. So I can't tell anything, and you have to trust your element, and you also have to trust who you are as a person. What are you bringing? And if you don't know something, you have to honestly say, well, I don't know how that's going to work. And then you're like, okay, well, I think I do. You know, so it's really, really honestly a giving up and giving into a beautiful format that is still yet to be discovered.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let's go one level deeper here, Lonnie, because I like getting a little bit heady with you.
Yes, meta.
And I want to give people just a little bit of a taste of what they're about to get in 35 minutes here. So when it comes to We Need a Little Christmas, our show, what is this show to you? What does the show mean? What is the story, and how is the director? Did you propel that forward?
Wow, that's a really interesting question. The show is, to me, the very first time you have Christmas, or the first time, your first memory of a Christmas. For one reason, we expose exactly what we're in. We're in this pandemic, and we can't meet people, we can't touch people, but how relationships can be formed. We dive deep into our musical world, where, you know, there's people who want to sing, they want to get together, they want to do something creative, and how are you going to do it? And you have the directors, and you have the writers, and it's a moment. It's a real moment. It's a moment of what is happening in the world right now, but it's amazing how they find love. We actually allow people to find honest love in an hour and 20 minutes. And I think it's hope for all those people that are sitting in their apartments or homes and kind of going, how am I going to meet someone? Just be honest. I think that's what the show is about. It's an honest foresight to finding love in the most miserable situation that you possibly could be sitting in, set around Christmas time, when the sound of music is the key to a kind of like getting to know someone. And so it's an invitation to use the key that's in front of you as a tool to inform you to open up. Would that be right?
Yeah, totally. I love stories.
I can't hear you, Taryn.
Oh, sorry. No, Richard's doing exactly what I was going to say anyway. I wanted to pass the question to him for the both of you.
I have no idea where it's at, but if it's him or me.
Yeah, it seems like maybe you're freezing in and out there a little bit. You're a little choppy there. Try it now.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm trying. We'll see if we can bring him back in. I know he was choppy for a second here. There we go. Is this working now?
Yeah.
Great. So I think where we left off is I wanted to pass the same question over to you, Richard, as the writer and co-director with Lonnie on what is this We Need a Little Christmas. What is this show to you? What is this show about?
Oh gosh. Well, I mean, I think once you start seeing a lot of my shows or my TV shows or anything I'm writing, the common thread typically is, I love obstacles, which I think you have to have in good storytelling, but I do a lot of family, brother, sister. I love that world for some reason. I have 3 sisters, and my God, I have 4 sisters and 1 brother. And so for me, you know, and my mom comes from a big family. She's one of 8. My dad comes from a big family. He's one of 12. So for me, you know, family is a huge deal. My sister is back out there for her birthday in Cincinnati, you know, visiting right now. And I mean, we're just very close. So I love always incorporating that. And I also love, you know, a lot of my own work is really about not only the family we're born with, but the family we get to choose. And I think for marginalized voices, that's a very key thing, the family we get to choose. For the Black community, that's been a thing. We have, had to come together as a community to be family. That's why we will use for, uncle, aunt, auntie for people that are just very familiar to us. That's why, Black people will acknowledge each other on the streets. And so it's that to me is very fascinating. Just as a Black person, that's fascinating because our roots don't get to go deep, right? Because of this thing called slavery, our roots are cut off. I was watching like a TV show, and these people were bringing all these antiques to be repaired, and they were like, my great 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 grandfather had this vase, and they knew the whole story to this vase from 250 years ago. And I'm like, I'll never get that. I'll never get that. So I'm fascinated by family. I'm fascinated by the history of it and how the circle of it reverberates within the modern, that modern generation as well. Those things always seem to come play out. Generational curses, generational blessings, generational wealth.
Yes.
It always seems to come and play out. So I love this story. While it's a love story, really, ultimately, if I had more time, would be about a brother and sister. And it is. That's the underlying thing. I think the brother has this thing where he's watching out for his sister. He just wants her to be happy. He wants her to find someone, and the same for her. She wants him to achieve his dreams. So that's to me what the story about, and it just happens to have a love story in there, which I think is super cool too. That we get to do that as well. And I think a family brother sister story is a love story, as well. I think there's plenty of times we have to fall back in love with our own family members, and so that's kind of what it all plays into story wise.
All right, Lonnie. Last question for you, really quick, before we introduce our last producer, Nathan Nonhoff, who's on the call here with us. So last question, same one we asked Rachel. Having seen all the behind the scenes and knowing what's about to take place, and some of it maybe not knowing what's about to take place, what are you most excited to see?
Well, I heard Rachel answer, and I mean, I think everyone could agree that the two hosts in the show are really funny. I think the thing that I'm fascinated the most by, being behind the scenes and seeing in front of it, co-directed, is how the actors were able to pull the words off the page and make it seem so seamless, almost like as if they had months of rehearsal in so many different areas. So I think I'm excited more. My brain is kind of tossed between the commercial aspect of it and the technical aspect. So I kind of want to say, like, I'm sitting right in between of like what I saw happen and transform and how we did it. That's what's magical to me right now.
Awesome. Well, we're super, super, super excited for everybody to see it, of course, and to share that with us. And Lonnie, we'll bring you back here in just a second. Thank you for joining us. Last person that we want to bring on here is the last producer on our team. He is one of the producers that has been with us even back when we were doing the Alan and Gray summer series that we did of our shows. You may recognize him as A. Philip Randolph from our show Bayard. He's one of the leads in We Need a Little Christmas. We're super excited to have him. Ladies and gentlemen, Nathan Nonhoff. Nathan, what's up, buddy?
What is up, guys? Hey. Happy to be here. Hopefully I'm coming in okay.
Yeah, you're a little choppy, but we can hear you, so it's fine. It's weird. I'm used to having you in the other room, and you're in Kansas today, so that's a little bit of a difference.
Kansas, it's true. Welcome to my.
How's it over in Kansas? Is there snow on the ground yet?
A little bit. Yeah, there's some.
Okay.
In the shadowy places where the light never touches. So.
I wouldn't know anything about that. Well, we're super, super excited to, of course, be sharing this, as I know you are as well. And we heard, from Lonnie and Rachel about this process. You had a unique experience with this process because you not only were producing it, but you were one of the lead characters in it. Would you talk to us for a second about about that process, what this was like playing the character in We Need a Little Christmas?
Well, he's super. I think the cool thing about Sydney is that we oftentimes think of these big Hollywood types, or people that are in charge of like running the show as like just like super uptight and aggravated and things like that. I know I did before I got into the business, and to really see the actual side of it and just being like, oh no, these people have like families and they're like real people, and we get to experience their hardships and things with them, and they experience it like we do. I think that was a really cool thing for me to explore. It's just like, how would this character who in this show is a big he's on his way to becoming one of the top producers for live events. We get to see him with his friends and his family, and sort of like off of the job and just being a real person, and so I think that was a really fun experience.
Yeah, it's funny because this script is pretty short. I think if you took the music out of the show, the script itself is about 30 minutes in length. And so there's a lot of character development to get through inside of about 30 pages.
Totally.
And I remember Richard and Lonnie both saying that they didn't envy you guys. You had a lot of hard work that you had to pull because you had to figure out a way to transition your character in a very, very short amount of time. What was that like?
I mean, that's always a challenge in any sort of thing that you do. It's especially a fun challenge that I think any actor or performer loves to take on, is the journey from A to B to C to D to all these other points in their life. But it was a lot. It was a lot to and I think with something so short, you really have to hit the highs and lows and let it just aim for the high spots and let it just kind of ramp up to get there, and just trust that it will. So it was a little hard in that regard, but I think that was one thing that was really great about this cast, is that everybody was able to do that. Everybody was able to jump into these situations and in 30 minutes take their character from over a full arc and do it, I think, very successfully. And that was a really cool thing about working with this group of people. And so that also kind of helps you along as well when you're working with people, like Matt and Asia and Clayton and Allegra. Like, you get to watch them just take these characters for a ride, and so in that way, it's easy to go with.
I'm excited for people to see the caliber of actors that we have in this piece, because though it is a short script, you don't feel like it lacks anything at all, because of the way that you and our other leads pulled this off is really, really incredible, and it's really awesome. Nathan, we want to ask you one more question, the same question that we've been asking every producer, and that is, you have the unique perspective, along with the rest of the four of us, of having seen sort of everything that's behind the scenes on this one, in terms of the storyline, in terms of the music. What is the thing that you're most excited to see here in 20 minutes?
Oh man, that's a great, really fun one. Honestly, I'm excited to see the whole thing come together.
You and me both.
I think as everyone is, whenever you make something like this, you do it in pieces. And so I'm excited to see all the pieces fit together in the real story that it tells. So I think that's what I'm going to be about.
Absolutely. We all agree with that. All right, I want to bring on everyone. Let's just dump the bucket on these guys, and we're gonna bring Lonnie back on with us. Hi, Lonnie. We're bringing Rachel back on with us. Hi, Rachel.
Hi.
And I'm thinking maybe we have about 10 more minutes here to chat before we give people about a 10-minute break. Oh, okay, all right. Well, I want to make sure that we do have time, of course, for people to go over to alanandgray.com, and we'll put that in the comments. But and I think we have already. But alanandgray.com is where you will be able to view this show. It is on the page. It is also when you get to the page, it's gonna direct you to our stage. And you can either watch it there, or from there you can take it over into YouTube. It's your choice at that point.
In full disclosure, it might be on Facebook as well. We're just dealing with very slow uploading right now.
Yeah,
we might as well. Yeah, so I'm more than likely, the way it's running right now, it will be up, but it's going to the wire. So we're pushing the alanandgray.com, but more than likely it will also be on Facebook, where you'll be able to stream it. But here's the deal: it's only up for that time period, and then it'll be back up again at 11 o'clock. But after that, it's gone. So, we want you guys to really get a chance to watch it. So, 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock Eastern.
Pacific.
8 o'clock. Yeah, but it's 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern. Then 8 o'clock Pacific, 11 o'clock Eastern. And so in between there is
confusing.
Central, figure it out.
Yeah, Central people, you know what to do. You've been doing it all your life.
We're super excited to share this show with everybody. We have some amazing covers of classic Christmas songs that you're going to hear. We have a really fun script that Richard wrote that takes us through a progression of why you're hearing all this music and what's going on and happening. We have a couple artists who shared some original material with us. So Sam Rosenblatt, actually, who was on New Voices. Maybe you remember a couple of his shows that he's brought with us.
She's brought.
He's. Did I say she's?
It is a she. Yeah.
She. And so they wrote another piece, and we're really excited. This one's a Christmas song. Very excited to share that because it's extremely cute. And then our good friend Leonard Patton.
Don't forget Sam's writing partner Isbeth.
Isbeth. Oh yes.
And Isbeth, that's right. Thank you. Yeah. And then our good friend Leonard Patton wrote a song called Christmas Dream that I promise everyone who's watching, folks, this song is literally the next big Christmas hit. After this, I'm already wanting to do a cover of this song next year. This song's incredible. I'm super excited for people to hear it. And then
we wrote 2 original songs.
Did we say that at the same time?
I think so.
I thought it wasn't in harmony. we wrote 2 original songs. One that Asia is going to be singing that we're really excited about, and then one that we just couldn't figure out quite what to write about. And unfortunately, it's our closing number. So I guess you'll have to see how that plays out. Anyway, I wanna leave everyone with another question, and you do have some time, of course, to answer this, so please don't feel rushed. But Rachel, I'm gonna start with you again because last time when I put you on the spot, you survived.
Thank you. I love being a guinea pig. I'll be tested first.
A Christmas tradition. What is I want to know your favorite Christmas tradition, and I also want to know your favorite Christmas song. And then I'm going to be going down the line here, asking everybody that same question.
Wow. Yeah. So
actually, let's modify that. Your favorite Christmas tradition, and your favorite Christmas song in the show.
Ooh.
Oh, Well, to be
Ooh.
fair, though, we haven't all heard all the Christmas songs you
Yes.
put in the show. You haven't
heard
shared
'em.
all of us yet. We've only heard some of them, so we don't actually know all of them yet.
But that's fine. I mean,
I would say
There's 15.
so. I'll answer all three. So my favorite Christmas and holiday tradition, this is something my family's done since I was a kid. I guess it's a tradition just because we've done it every year, is that we always open gifts we used to when we all lived together every single day for about the 5 days leading up to Christmas. We opened up at least one present because we couldn't handle waiting. And the only gift that was always left on Christmas was a stocking. It was just always how we did it. We were just so excited to give each other gifts and to have gifts that we just opened them early. And I would have to say my favorite Christmas song or holiday song is actually the Christmas song, chestnuts roasting on an open fire. It's just something about the warmth of the sound. I'm excited to hear the finale number because I haven't, I know a snippet of it and I loved it, but I have to say to you, the rendition of Baby It's Cold Outside by Allegra and Clayton it just makes me smile in every way possible. So
Dick and Judy's Baby It's Cold Outside. It's
Dick and Judy, just Baby It's Cold Outside.
That one's definitely going up on our Facebook after the show at some point this week. It's standalone. All right, Nathan, what about you?
Oh, good golly, Miss Molly. I would love to say the song I'm excited for in the show is "Oh Holy Night." Love that song. My favorite Christmas song. Grandma got ran over by a reindeer, and
it's like hippopotamus for Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a buddy who did an emo version of that song.
Yes.
Of course. And my favorite Christmas tradition is making fudge for the holidays. I love it.
You guys make fudge?
Yeah, big fudge family over here.
All right. Well, we expect fudge.
We
back.
do too.
I mean, if you don't bring fudge back,
Yeah, but all of us.
we're gonna think that you hate us.
I've let too many cats out of too many bags. Okay.
I love it.
No, I don't want cat fudge. I just want regular fudge.
Well, you won't know the difference.
What is cat fudge? Is that a type of fudge?
It is a type of fudge. It exists when you look away from the pan and the cat.
All right, I'm muting you.
Oh my gosh, that's so great.
You lost mic privilege.
Not for everyone's ears.
Are you having that? Thanks, Nathan. Lonnie.
Yes. My favorite, well, I grew up in the Virgin Islands, so Christmas has a totally different meaning there. But my favorite Christmas song is called "Mama Make Me Johnny Cake," and it's an island song, and it's like "Mama Make Me Johnny Cake, Christmas coming," and they sing it over and over again. It's repetitive, but it's really fun. That is what the song is, and then what I like to do, we have a bread, a guava berry bread, and a sweet tart that we eat. And you just kind of like eat it, and you either criticize that it's dry, or you say it's really good and that you want the next one. You want more. That's all. That's all that would be the tradition. And what's the third one?
Christmas song inside of the show.
Oh, well, you know what? I would say the finale because that's all I really heard. Okay. So I would kind of say it's a finale, and I'm kind of like I'm trusting that you guys did some auto-tuning on my voice because
No, I actually didn't. If you want to know the truth, I'm pulling back the curtain and I'm saying I didn't auto-tune either. I didn't any of your voices. I didn't auto-tune any of your voices on that one.
Okay.
We did it, Bonnie. We did it. Digital high five.
What I am excited about is that everyone, the entire cast and our producer team sang on that song. but the only thing you guys know is that little snippet. There's nothing else about that
Right.
song that you know.
Right.
So
And you guys don't even know this. There's a little surprise at the end.
yeah. So we're excited. We're excited to share it, and that's all I'm going to say about that.
Now we're
I'm
nervous.
nervous about this now.
Yeah.
Please don't make it a solo moment.
It's pre-show jitters. You're fine.
The audience is
That's
really,
normal.
really think we have just like one big inside joke going. Basically. But we don't. There's no inside joke. You guys are all in on it. I promise.
I love it. I love it. All right. Well, I want to go first because I don't want to be last. I'm gonna make Richard be last here. So I'm going first. My favorite holiday tradition is making and eating. Actually, more so eating than making. Hoska, which is it's a Czech bread. It's almost like a sourdough meets a fruitcake. And you toast it and you slather it with lots of butter, and it is kind of anise flavored a little bit. And I know that probably sounds disgusting to almost everybody else in the entire world, but it is amazing and delicious. And it is definitely my favorite holiday tradition. I'm celiac, but my mom already texted me and said that she made a gluten-free version of it. So I cannot wait to go home for Christmas to have that.
Your mom.
Also a tradition is we make a popcorn cake to celebrate Jesus' birthday, but no one eats the popcorn cake, so I'm pretty sure at some point my mom's gonna stop making it. It's like no one sits there.
What is popcorn cake?
Also not Jesus' birthday. Anyway, that's fine. The
No, it is not.
favorite Christmas song in the show. I'm going to have to say, and I know no one else except Richard has gotten to hear these, so I have a little bit of an unfair advantage. But we have a version of "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas" by our friend Angela Thompson and Thomas. Sorry, and she slightly, just very, very slightly, changed the lyrics to be related to 2020. And I'm not kidding you. I was like crying while editing. Like never have I cried while editing. And I totally was. It was so touching. And I was like, it really is a very, very special moment. And there's a million special moments in this show. But that one was the one that didn't make me laugh. It made me cry. And so it stands out for me, I think, a little bit.
Mhm.
But very, very excited for that. So Richard, moving it over to you. Close us out.
Closing us out. Okay, family tradition. I think it's I want to say my mom just cooking. That's like she doesn't cook very often. We don't get together very often for her to cook. So holidays tend to be that thing. And as she's gotten older, she's starting to cook more. I mean, there was that period where she stopped. But the holidays is, definitely bringing that out to her, bringing that more out. So that's been kind of fun. She's called me almost every day with what she's going to make. And we've gotten to the point for this Christmas that I'm not even really making anything. So that's unusual. So that's kind of been fun. So that's our tradition, and I love it. So I'll have some greens and some really good food on Christmas Day. Let me see. What was the next question?
Favorite song.
Oh, favorite Christmas song. I have like all of them. I like all of them. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe "Oh Holy Night." Maybe that's the one. I love. There's something always haunting about that song, and it's hard to sing. And I love when someone can really go after it and sing the heck out of it. It's a singer song. So maybe "Oh Holy Night," and then favorite song in the show, all of them. I get to say that because I'm the last person. Also because I've seen every single song. every single number. And I can tell you they're all super fantastic and wonderful. And there's something for everybody in these musical numbers. And you're going to be asking us, can we get the soundtrack? And we're going to be telling you no, because it doesn't exist.
Right.
It doesn't exist. But I'm telling you, every single person delivers a Christmas song in a way that you want, but you don't expect. And that's fantastic. And I'm just very excited that this medium is able to provide something familiar for us, while giving us something fresh too. So Christmas in 2020 is different, and that's the most obvious statement of 2020. And except for, you're muted. And I think we kind of all need this. We all kind of need, and that's why the whole thing is called "We Need a Little Christmas." If any year we've ever existed, generational, this was the Christmas we needed to be reminded about our humanness, about our ability to love, about our ability to fall in love, about our ability to traverse obstacles, about our ability just to live, and be connected still. Even though we're all separated, there's still a huge sense of connection. And I'm excited for everybody to experience it in this format. And thank you all for being a part of this, as always, and for your leadership and being just amazing people that makes this very hard process of putting a show together within 2.5 weeks a lot of fun.
Yeah. Second that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
For letting us.
Beautiful note to leave this out on. We're going to give everyone about 3 minutes here to compose themselves, to go use the restroom before coming back and going to alanandgray.com to see We Need a Little Christmas. And again, it might.
For a second. Let me go. Hold for a second. Let me go check and make sure it's
all right. We're checking. We're checking to see if it's on. We're checking to see if it's on Facebook yet, because we've been trying to upload that all morning here. Regardless, if you head over to alanandgray.com, you can, of course, stream it right at 5 o'clock when it starts. From there, quick, run, go grab your popcorn, go tinkle, go grab your Christmas booze, and do what you need to do so that you can cuddle up next to the fireplace with a loved one or a pillow.
I've got both. I've got booze and a fireplace.
Or a loved one, and then when you get tired of them, the pillow. We're really, really excited to share this with you. Again, please consider making a donation of any amount to Family Promise by visiting familypromise.org. They are helping homeless children become independent. And because this event is free, we want any of that amount that you would have spent in ticket sale to go to them, please. And Richard, how are we looking? Still waiting?
Well, it will be uploaded and ready to go.
All right, you can watch this. You can watch it. This is just there's the live theater aspect. 3 minutes before curtain. You got the information here. You can either watch it on Facebook, on our YouTube, or at alanandgray.com. Please, in the same way that we were all talking about this music and our favorite traditions, please comment on any of our stuff on the feed, on this feed. Tell us your traditions. Tell us after watching it what your favorite moment of the show was. We love the feedback. We love sharing this with you. And because we don't get the applause of our community like we normally do, please still come and interact with us and say hi. We love hearing from every single one of you. So from all of us to your family.
And maybe we'll jump back on, Taryn.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do it. Why not?
Afterwards. If anyone wants to jump on, we'll send it out to the actors too. If anyone wants to jump on with us afterwards, they should. We can all talk about it, because that'll be the first time you guys actually see it.
True. Reactions. Ooh, reaction videos.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. It's 1 minute till, so we're taking off. Happy holidays. Enjoy the show.
Happy holidays.
Talk to you.
Happy holidays.